So when they did it, we attacked it.
Bruce, just talk about the start of the game and being able to play with a lead throughout.
I mean, we made some shots, but again, it went bad. We just held them down defensively, and again, we didn't give them a lot of second shots to start the game, so we were able to get the lead, and that was it. Last week, I mean, we didn't start the game with the lead, but we got the lead in the middle of the game last week, and we actually got it to 10, but they kept rebounding against us, and next thing you know, the game was a little tighter by halftime. So, and then in the second half, I think we went up by 10. And they kept rebounding against us. And Bazemar started making shots, and but once we got the lead, I think down there, I don't think we ever gave it back.
What was your strategy against Bazemar?
We just stepped out a little bit harder this time. And our whole thing was the last game, I thought he turned the corner a little bit too easily. So we told our big men to hold their step outs, and we just made them go a little further around us. And we did a good job. And Franz actually, I watched a little bit of the game from last year, and actually Franz played them last year. So, and I think Franz, last season actually, and I think Franz did a pretty good job on him. So Dane picked up a couple cheap ones. So, but you know, we just made him work. We made him work last week. He just made tougher shots last. He made tough shots last week. You know what I mean? I thought we made him work last week, but this week, you know, we made him take tougher shots, and we just stepped out to make him go around us just a little bit longer. That was all.
Brew, was there a stretch there, maybe 6-8 minutes left, where you thought you were getting a little too passive offensively, and the lead went from 16 to 12 to 10 to 8 or so? And did you have to say anything to them to try to get more aggressive again?
No. I thought we just had some turnovers. I thought we had some turnovers at bad times, and they came down and they capitalized on them. But we would just come back and score again. But that was the thing. I thought that today that we ran offense when we needed to, and we got some things that we needed to get. First half, I thought we shot the ball a little bit too fast against the zone. I wanted to work a little bit more in the second half, but I thought we did a pretty good job of it.
Coach, can you just talk about the opportunity in front of you guys tomorrow? CAA championship, NCAA tournament bid, all that good stuff. Can you just talk about
this is what we came to do, play for the conference championship. We won the 2 games we needed to do to get there. So we'll see who our opponent is. We'll get ready. And this was our mission from the very beginning. And we got to see what we got to do when we get in there tomorrow.
Coach, it seemed to us that they were calling it a little loose, maybe at least in the first half, maybe the whole game. And I wonder if that was your perspective as well, and how much does that help you guys when your team is allowed to use your presence inside?
Well, they big too. There ain't no small guys out there. But I mean, it was one of those games. Last week was the same way. You know, the referees let 2 teams that are pretty physical let them play. So, I mean, I told the guys, I said, look, don't complain to the refs because they're not giving them anything either. So, that was one of the things we said. But they just let 2 physical teams play, and they like to play that way, and so do we. So I think the referee just left it to the people that was playing on the court. That was it.
Hey, Sammy, can you just talk about the way you guys have played defense really both these games, and 47 yesterday, whatever, 51 today, whatever it was?
That's the thing that Coach preaches, defense first. And, everybody buys into his defensive strategy. So we go out there, we're making sure that, their best player, we're going to have a lot of guys around them and making sure that we rebound. So that's our game plan going in.
Friends, can you just talk about the crowd support that you guys got, especially in the second half? You guys playing offense, you got the DAC pack right there. How much does that help you guys?
It actually helps a lot. Our team feeds off our crowd energy. Again, we haven't lost a game at home, so that goes to show how much our DAC pack, our fans, help us out in the game. Just to be down here with the group of people here chanting and rooting for you, it just makes the game a whole lot easier and more fun to play.
Hey, Franz, would you just talk a little bit about defending Bazemar today and what you tried to do against him?
Actually, I just wanted to contest his shots. He had 37 against us last time, and me guarding him, I didn't want him to have that many against me. Guys wouldn't let me enjoy it, but all I try to do is stay in front and contest more. Coaches told me to wall up. I could use my length against him, and today he just missed a couple of shots that he made last week.
Sammy and Bruiser. What's it mean to get to this point after last year's near miss here in Richmond?
Well, last year we lost in the quarterfinals, not the semis. So, I mean, you know, it is what it is. That was last year, and it's a different year. You know, we just, you know, we're happy for the opportunity. We've had a good year. Guys have worked hard. So we're going to try to finish this thing off tomorrow.
You know, your 4 years playing, I played at Drexel. I never made it past the quarterfinals or anything like this. So it's definitely special for me being a senior. So I'm glad, you know, we put a lot of work in this summer. Everybody bought in, everybody was ready to go. And, you know, we're having a great season. We always want to, you know, finish it off well.
Coach, Old Dominion exceeded 80 points yesterday. Did that change anything that you guys worked on before this game?
No, not really. I mean, like I said, the only thing we really did was we wanted to step out on baseball a little bit. We just played them last week, so the game was somewhat fresh in our mind. What how we think we was going to play. We played, and if we did the things we did last week, then I thought we'd be okay. We couldn't let baseball get 37. That was one of our things, but. You know, we know how they play. I mean, we know they scored 80 points yesterday. That's the most they scored all season. And but you know, they played the rebound, and that was my big thing. And last week I didn't think we rebounded the ball, and this week we made a little emphasis on that last night.
Anything else? Thank you, guys.
Thank you.